All right, ladies and gentlemen, well, I have an interesting story coming to us from That Park Place, but the initial person who posted about this, I believe anyway, was Cabrutus Rambo. Now, you guys know who Cabrutus is. He's the absolute Brazilian legend, the guy who created Sweet Baby Inc. Detected and lit the internet on fire with the absolute nonsense that is DEI consultancy firms. Well, apparently, the new SNK and Capcom SVC Chaos game is now featuring not only a trigger warning, but is also censoring a poster because, you know, Eastern women are just too hot.
It's crazy out there. Some of these girls, you should see them. Oh my God.
Yes, I am not kidding, people. This particular game, a fighting game, is being censored for having characters that are just way too damn attractive for the modern audience, right? The modern audience cannot handle all the attractiveness that they see on screen. They cannot handle all the attractiveness they see in a poster just by witnessing some titties. Some leftist somewhere, some hardcore leftist like Destiny is going to lose his mind because he just can't handle the over-sexualization of a female character. So let's get into the article, guys. But of course, before we do, if you are new here, just consider hitting that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it, and like the video to push us out into that YouTube algorithm. So it says a poster has been censored and a trigger warning has been added to the recently released SNK and Capcom SVC Chaos, which is a remaster of the 2003 arcade game. Ex-user Yogensha revealed that a trigger warning was added to the game, positing it to X. It reads the Okay, so let's read this trigger warning, but let me make my point very clear about trigger warnings in video games, okay? I will never, can never take a company seriously that adds a trigger warning on a game that they made in the past because they want to pretend like they don't stand by the ideals of the game of when it was made, but then in the same breath want to profit off of the same fucking game that they're calling problematic. So if you're putting a trigger warning in a game that you're offering for money, I can never take that seriously, my guy, because you have no issues profiting off of something you deem problematic so long as you put a trigger warning. Then you're supposed to be safe. You know, the apology accepted, right? Oh, gee, we're going to accept your apology. Imagine a trigger warning at the beginning of a fighting game. You got to be fucking kidding me. But let's read it. It says this product aims to faithfully recreate the content of the original game. That's because they know that's what people want, right? They know that's what people want, and they know that's what's going to get them money. So they all start off these trigger warnings with the same exact thing. This is essentially saying, hey, fans, we're going to give you what you want, and we're going to take your money for it. But don't get it twisted. We are woke as fuck. That's literally what it's saying. But let's continue. At the time of release in 2023, 2002, I'm sorry, that was a typo. As much as possible. Therefore, the content of this game does not represent the ideals of our company, but is provided as is, respecting the original intent of the game, and is not intended to promote or attack any particular ideology or group. This is their compromise, okay? These trigger warnings are the woke company's compromise to give the fans what they want, which is really, you know, the actual good content. Give them what they want, but still be able to essentially shill for DEI or any kind of identity politics, right? This is the compromise, because they'll get their money. Now they're going to get their money. Fans are going to get the original game, not censored, although it is censored. We're going to get into it. But still, they essentially, this is their compromise. Now, apparently, on top of the trigger warning, the publisher also censored a poster for the game. The poster covers up cleavage of Fatal Fury and the King of Fighters, Mai Shiranui. Sorry, I don't know if I said that right. It also crops out Goddess Athena Asamiya, who is also wearing a bikini. This censorship occurs at the end of the English language trailer for the game. A side-by-side of the two posters can be seen below the YouTuber Vera Dark, questioning a trigger warning alongside censoring key artwork. We saw a very similar warning on the Tomb Raider collection where they promised to not censor content, yet they did. Yeah, it's always the same thing. They'll always promise not to censor content because they know by putting that promise out there, that is what's going to get people to buy the game, right? People know that they're trying to, we're trying to avoid this bullshit. We're trying to avoid rewarding companies that are censoring content because they deem it problematic for the modern audience who isn't going to buy this fucking game anyway. The modern audience is not going to buy this game. Die-hard fans are going to buy this game. People who remember the original poster and want to buy the game because they want to buy the game that they remember. And yeah, they're going to get most of the game that they remember, but they're not going to get all of it. And then it says that Code Mystics, the game's developer, made it clear on X that they did not censor any in-game content. Code Mystic says, our CM busy responding to forum posts this weekend. Chaos Game isn't censored. Chaos Game isn't censored. Yeah, you could say that all you want, but a poster speaks 1,000 words, right? If you're going to advertise your not censored game with a censored poster, my guy, that doesn't exactly look very good. That doesn't exactly look very believable for people to want to buy your game thinking that it's not censored. Code Mystics also shared in a communication with Kabrutus Rambo, the founder of Sweet Baby Inc. Detective Team Curator List, that it was not involved in censoring the poster and had nothing to do with the trigger warning. The company informed Kabrutus Rambo, we have no involvement nor insight into the marketing. Well, you should. You should, because if you're trying to make money selling your game, I would hope that you will look into the marketing for your game and realize that there are certain things that are happening that are going to be detrimental to the sales of your game. If you're not putting in the due diligence to look into that, then you deserve all the loss of sales that are coming your way for being marketed as a censored product when you're desperately trying to tell people that it's not censored. So who's going to believe who, right? If you put out that poster and you don't even know the fucking poster's being put out, that's laziness on your part. The company reiterated that this on X, while also revealing they did receive permission to make the trigger warning skippable. Code Mystics wrote, honestly, we weren't told what it's specifically referring to, but the good news is when we were asked to add it, we got permission to make the disclaimer and logo skippable once background loading is complete. So you can now get to the main menu faster because of it. Who cares if it's skippable? Who gives a fuck? The DEI message is there, right? It's there. It doesn't matter if it's skippable. That means that you are still putting in the message because that message has to be said. And who says that it has to be said? Well, apparently it's not Code Mystics. Apparently it's some magical creature that we don't know about. Furthermore, they clarified the business arrangement that they have with the publisher of the game, which is listed as SNK Corporation on Steam. The company explained on X, he, publisher, as owner of the IP, hired the devs, us, the publisher signs off on marketing. We, as devs, have never touched nor often never have ever seen the marketing in advance on any game we've worked on ever. So again, it's just an excuse to be lazy, right? This is all an excuse to basically claim ignorance, right? Your plausible deniability sort of a thing. You're trying to pretend as if that you don't know what's going on. You don't know what's happening with the marketing. You have no clue. All you did was make the game. Well, listen, again, your money is tied to this, right? Your money is tied to the success of this game. And if you don't know what's happening with the marketing, I think that's very lazy. You should at least be asking questions. While Code Mystic denies being involved with the censoring of the poster, as well as the inclusion of the trigger warning, there's still a question as to who indeed have the trigger warning placed in the game and censor the poster. So let's look at this poster here really quick. Let's actually check out the poster up top. So let's look at the comparison of the two, right? Let me see. Is there a better picture? No, let's just use this one here. So if you look at this picture here, you're going to see the censorship through and through, right? This is the original poster here on the right. You got her in the bikini here, very clearly seen. Even he is clearly seen, right? They got cleavage here at the top, right, in the middle. Surprisingly, they didn't really censor her up top, but that's because she's already small. You can't even tell. Now that you know the uncensored, let's look at the censored. They didn't even, bro, this is the laziest censorship I've ever seen in my life. They patched her titties, right? They gave her the uniboob because God knows cleavage is just not fair. Like, cleavage is, trans people can't get cleavage. That's really what it is. Trans people can't get cleavage, so that means real women can't show cleavage either because, you know, misogyny or whatever. And then you got this person right down here who is basically blacked out. They put a shadow censor. They're like, you know what? It's going to be too much to patch her whole body, so let's just shadow censor basically from her boobs down. Like, that's what they did. This is such a pathetic, lazy censor, and it's clearly intentional. As much as they want to tell you they have no idea, as much as they want to tell you that, oh, this is just, it might not be intentional, whatever. No, it's 100% intentional. You shadow censor this bitch on the bottom, and you patched her with the uniboob up here up top. So again, ladies and gentlemen, it's another example of pathetic censorship that is coming out from good old ESG and DEI infested companies that want to do nothing other than push their stupid fucking message that nobody cares about. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.